Hello and welcome to another Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host Vincent LaRose, and today we're going to get into some more trade rumors, off-season rumors, everything going on. A lot of stuff has changed since the last time I posted a video like this, at least. I've been posting Sporkle quizzes. You guys got a view? No, I'm just kidding. If you guys are interested, though, I am posting like Yankees quizzes. I'm not great though, so I get why people aren't really watching the whole thing. But anyways, let's get into the Yankees offseason rumors. So we'll go and start with the trade rumors first. So over the past couple of days, the Rangers have actually, I almost said the New York Rangers, because I'm a Ranger fan, but the Texas Rangers have decided that they're going to shed some payroll. So they released Jonah Heim, they released Adolis Garcia, and today they traded Marcus Semien for Brandon Nimmo. On the outside looking in, it's like, oh, well, if you're shedding payroll, why would you trade Brandon Nimmo for Semien? Semien has less guaranteed or less money throughout his contract. But Brandon Nimmo is less AAV, and the Mets did give the Rangers $5 million a year, so it is saving them money trading away Marcus Semien. And obviously last year Semien wasn't great. Brandon Nimmo is still contracted for another 5 years, so that might be a guy down the line where they try to build something, be involved in that. So the Rangers are obviously shedding payroll, so rumors have come around that they are willing to trade Corey Seager. Corey Seager does have a full no trade clause, but the Yankees are not on that list, so the Yankees are a team that he would approve a trade for. So Corey Seager has now come up in a lot of conversation, and it's interesting conversation, of course, because if you're adding Corey Seager, you now are guaranteeing that your 5 starting infielders are all left-handed. You are going to lose defense with Seager over Volpe, but it's obviously the bat is light years ahead of Volpe's, so you're improving offensively, of course, and you still have McMahon to his right, so you have a guy with good range and play good defense. And then you have Jazz Chisholm up the middle. You have good range there. And, Seager gets hurt a lot. So you still have Caballero going to play, probably going to be in a big mix. Cabrera still going to be in the mix there. And if they don't end up trading Volpe for anybody, which if they traded Seager, I would see them trading Volpe. It would make no sense not to trade Volpe. But if they do end up keeping Volpe, you can always throw him in there for a defensive replacement. But so that is the first trade rumor going on. And and then there's more trade rumors for a bunch of relief pitchers. There's rumors whether they'll get off Austin Wells, or maybe they will fold in, trade Ben Rice, sign like Murakami or something like that. But those are all just outsourced rumors. Seager one has been the one that has been reported heavily on over the past couple of days, and the one that's been reported the most. So Seager is an option, and it's a great option. I would love the Yankees to go for Corey Seager. I feel like that would be a really good fit. He's a left-handed hitter in Yankee Stadium, of course. Good pop. The injury history does scare me. He is owed a lot of money too, so that is going to add quite a bit to the AAV. Obviously, the Yankees would probably take on that entire contract, as the Rangers are obviously trying to shed payroll. But that is one thing. Another thing is, as I talked about, did I talk about it last video? I might not have. The Yankees did non-tenure five guys: Mark Leiter Jr., Michael Arias, Scott Efros. I'm blanking on the other two. I can't remember the other two, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. They get about $7 million off the books there, so a smart decision for the Yankees. It was just one of those things where it was like it had to be done if you really want all the pay room possible, and those 5 guys really weren't doing much. Gotta remember, Jake Cousins was one of them too. They were either hurt or pitched poorly last year. Mark Leiter Jr. is obviously the biggest name in that mix. He was on the books to get the most amount of money, but towards the end of last year, he really struggled. He struggled in the playoffs, and it makes sense why the Yankees got off of him there. But what that does is, on the entire 40-man roster, maybe not the 40-man, but on the 26-man, the opening day roster, at least as of now, we only have 6 relief pitchers, so that means the Yankees are going to get to work in the bullpen, which is exciting. Obviously, we said this, we've been saying this all offseason, into the postseason, even last year, even before the postseason, we were saying the Yankees are going to have to get to work with the bullpen this year. This is one of the odd years where we had our bullpen was just really bad, amongst one of the worst in the league, which is, like I said, strange for the Yankees. They mostly, for the most part, or the past decade, have always had a very, very good bullpen. So this was a weird scenario for us. I feel like it's either the offense, the starting pitching, and the bullpen. We can never just get a full group all intact and together, and then when we do, so a bunch of people get hurt. But the Yankees definitely need to work on the bullpen. Don't expect much free agency there. I think maybe one of the big three, Robert Suarez, Edwin Diaz, or Ryan Helsley, and then everything else is going to be trade. Everything else is going to be filled throughout. The bullpen, truthfully, out of all the whole roster, the bullpen is something you can wait on until the trade deadline. That is something you can just, not that you want to let it be bad, but if it's bad at the beginning of the year, you can make trades for the bullpen. You can give up a couple low-end prospects for a decent guy out of the bullpen. So that's not too worrying. It's just about, we'd rather just get them now, obviously. You'd rather just get them now. Go out, get Robert Suarez, Helsley, or Diaz. Get a guy who's been super, super good over the past couple of years. Go out, get another, like Holby Milton, whoever it is, just weird guys to throw in the bullpen to mix up with Hill. Hedrick's back, he's not off the injured list. You got Bednar, Duvall. You have guys you can work with that can make a really, really good bullpen. And if you add on to that, I know they've been talking about Devin Williams and a possible return with him. So there's some work to do with the bullpen, but the answers are right there. The Yankees just have to go out and get them. It's not like we have to go a bunch searching, finding a guy, work with somebody, because the Yankees are good at that. The Yankees can go find guys, put them in the lab with, oh my God, Matt Blake, I was blanking on his name. They can put him in the lab with Matt Blake. Matt Blake can work on him. That sinker slider is his special. They can definitely make something work. Obviously, you're going to have Yarborough in the bullpen, not to start the year unless they do get another starter, which the starting pitching kind of hot stove, I would say, for the Yankees has kind of died out. It was Ime for a little bit, start from an MVP, and then they were talking about maybe a trade for Screwball and all that. None of that really looks realistic. Doesn't really look like they're in the market for like a Dylan Cease or a Framber Valdez. So I think the starting pitching is kind of where it's at. Maybe add one more middle to bottom reliever starter in there, just to give some length until Rodon comes back. Give them that room to have another guy. But technically they got two guys in the minors that could do that. So I really don't see the Yankees adding another starter. I don't think they necessarily have to, though. That rotation is good. The only thing you really have to worry about is how Cole and Rodon are going to bounce back after surgery. Obviously, Rodon's surgery is nowhere near Tommy John like Garrett Cole, but Rodon, that's a good amount of time to be not throwing the ball. So we will see what happens there. And then some more news going on. There's a lot of stuff. Brian Cashman has announced that the Yankees are looking for two more outfielders, which I found very, very interesting. Obviously, Grisham accepted the qualifying offer. So as of now, on the 40-man, you have four primary outfielders, with that being Dominguez, Jones, Judge, and Grisham. Then you have two super utility guys like Caballero and Cabrera, who can both play the corner outfield positions. So you, as of right now, actually have enough to go into the season with. Obviously, we want more than that. So I'm not saying that is, but truthfully, that tells me Caballero, Cabrera are really going to only be in the infield, which isn't an issue. That's their primary position. And more than likely, if they do sign two more, that guarantees that Dominguez is on the bench. But I think at that point, if they sign Bellinger and Tucker, which is very unrealistic, but just giving my best example, obviously you're trading Spencer Jones at that point. There's no reason to have Spencer Jones anymore, unless you're going to teach him how to play first base, I guess. But even at that point, you don't really have to. You're going to trade Spencer Jones or Dominguez, because it would make no sense to have that many outfielders on the roster, especially Kyle Tucker's good at defense, but he's not elite. You're going to have Grisham and Bellinger, who are two guys who are elite. Judge, I don't consider elite, only because he does play Yankee Stadium right field, but he's still a very, very, very good right fielder. So at that point, adding Dominguez or Jones into the mix just makes no sense. Obviously, injuries are going to come, so you're going to keep one or the other. I doubt they get off both, but that would guarantee me, unless it's Harrison Bader or something like that on 1 year, but that would guarantee me that Jones is likely to get traded if they do go for two huge outfielders. I know Michael K brought up trading for Tatis again. I don't see that happening either, but that's another good example. Like, if that were to happen, along with Bellinger, as Bellinger is still their number one priority, Jones just has no future spot. You can get Dominguez in the mix, and Dominguez can run very well, so he could be it's crazy to say that one of the most hyped up prospects in Yankees history could just be a guy to run the bases, but whatever. I guess simply because he can't figure out left field, they're not going to give him another chance. I don't really understand what they're doing with Jason Dominguez, and it doesn't make a lot of sense unless he did something and that we're not aware of as of now. Maybe. No, I'm not going to say that. But there's that going on as well. So that's very, very interesting. Brian Cashman, I guess, made another meme, as he said. The Yankees do a yearly charity event, and he was sleeping in his slumber bag last time, trying to whatever that means. But the Yankees are in a very, very good spot to put themselves in a good position. There's a lot of avenues the Yankees can go. I know a lot of people say our farm system's bad. We have pieces for each team that we're in trade talks with that would fit, and we can easily work out a trade. It's just if we want to pull the trigger at that point. I think the Yankees are really trying to avoid giving away MLB talent. We've gotten burned on so many prospects. Cashman's got to learn at some point. Obviously a couple are going to pan out. Like Rice panned out, Schlittler panned out, Aaron Judge panned out. But how many times? Estevan Florial, Devi Garcia, Clint Frazier, Caleb Durbin's one we did trade, and he actually played well. We got Devin Williams in return, but that ended up screwing us. It feels like with these prospects we can't just play our cards right, man. It's ridiculous. But I am trying to think. But yeah, the Yankees are sitting at $284 million to this, or actually less now because of non-tenure. So with projected arbitration and all that, I think they're sitting at $277 million. I know the say was that they wanted to stick under 300. Obviously, that's not even possible anymore if you sign Bellinger, because you have to get so much out of the bullpen now. You have to add so many more guys. And if you're going to add another two out, with their plan, it's literally impossible to stay under 300. So I really am not aware if that was just a false report, or whether that, was truly an idea. Then once Grisham did accept the qualifying offer, because I don't think they actually expected him to accept it. I think it was a scenario of, let's offer it to him just so we can get the picks in return once he gets a contract. I don't think they expected him to accept it, but I think it was a backup plan. If he does accept it, we are going to have to go well over $300 million. For me personally, the number I'm thinking right now is 320. I think 320 would be the minimum to where we're okay, they had made maybe not 100% a World Series roster, but a roster that is more than well going to compete for a World Series, an AL East title, an AL pennant. Remember, we lost the AL East last year. We have to do more than what we were last year. I know we missed Stanton for a majority of the time. We didn't have Cole all season. I understand that. Our bullpen was rough. We made probably the wrong decisions. Now we have Bednar the full season. We have Duvall the full season. We have Jake Bird the full season, although Jake Bird only pitched 2 games and got sent down, but I'm sure Matt Blake can work with him. I more than 320 is the number in my head as of right now that I'm all right, that's probably where they're going to be at, to where we are having a team where at least opening day we're not upset one bit. We know maybe a little bit more work to do in the bullpen or something like that, maybe a trade deadline acquisition, but we're in a good spot to win a World Series. And I believe the Yankees can do that. They just have to get away from that home run or bust mentality. People were oh, what if we trade for Corey Seager? We're getting right back in that strikeout. Dude, you're just replacing a guy that strikeouts probably a little bit less than Volpe, but hits way more home runs, hits for a higher average, and just better overall, truthfully. And he plays really, really good in Yankee Stadium. You guys look at the stats in Yankee Stadium. They're phenomenal. But the Yankees are in a really, really good position right now. I think this is what they have to do. This is simply what they have to do. Get a big name like Robert Suarez, Edwin Diaz, Ryan Helsley. Then Bellinger has to come back. That's the absolute minimum right now. Bellinger has to come back. If you could add Tucker, that would obviously that's amazing. But like I said, I very highly doubt they're going that deep into the 300s. I think they're scared of the reports that happened with the Mets where they lost so much money. Obviously, the Mets built a poor team at the end of the day. They were bad, but they don't want to lose money, because once they lose money, that's when they're going to freak out. They're not freaking out. They're making it seem like they're not making enough. They are definitely making more than enough money. But in the back of Steinbrenner's mind is he doesn't realize no matter what, truthfully, whatever team Yankees put out on the field, the fans are going to show up and probably pack the house for the majority of the time. And I thought like him getting a taste of the World Series in 24 would have really been like, all right, we made so much money, like we have to go back. He would have just been willing to spend money, but I guess not. Never mind. He realizes he's gonna fill the stands. I don't even. But the Yankees are in a great position right now. They're working well. I like the rumors coming out. I like the things Cashman has said, but he has done this in the past. He's pretty much buttered us up. We're going all in. We're gonna make it work. Blah blah blah. And then after the winter meetings, we're sitting here like, all right, we signed one guy. Wasn't even a guy we truly needed, and now what are we doing? So hopefully that works out. I want to say this: where's all the Ryan McMahon hate coming from? I know the guy didn't, hit the cover off the ball, but he hit well in the playoffs. He plays elite defense, and he has more than enough potential for, like, I know 16 mil is a lot. And don't get me wrong, like, he's probably only worth like 12 maybe, but like, we're like making it seem like he's making like $27 million a year. Like Stanton, he's playing, and we're just paying a guy to play elite defense. He has a bat, man. I know he's not gonna hit like 250, but he's gonna hit 220. He's gonna be in 20 plus home runs. That's way better than what we had before trading for him. So I don't understand why we're complaining so much about him. Obviously, would you rather have a Bregman? Of course you'd rather have a Bregman. Bregman's glove isn't as good, but his bat is elite. So you'd rather have Bregman, but Bregman's not, realistic. We all know that. So what more are you really gonna, what are you gonna trade like out for Alec Boehm or something like that? That was rumored earlier. Like, come on, guy. Like, we gotta stop hating on McMahon, bro. And also, give him a minute, he was with the Rockies, man. He came over, he had no time to work with the team. Let him get some work in the offseason. Let him work with the Yankees in spring training and see where it takes us, Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's going to have an MVP season, but I think it's going to be much better than what we saw last year out of him. So give him some credit. But another thing I do want to say, Yankees definitely need a right-handed catcher or first baseman. I don't care if it's a catcher, because you only have a right-handed catcher that guarantees Rice is playing first base, so you're having a lefty in there no matter what. So if you do first base and whatever, I think Okamoto's a great fit there. He's a right-handed third baseman, so if you want to get McMahon out the lineup, if you want to get Rice out the lineup, if you want to get Wells and put Rice behind the plate and put Okamoto at first, I think he's a very good fit for the Yankees. I really like the Yankees to sign him. But as of that, if I'm forgetting anything else, I cannot remember. But as of that, that's pretty much what we got here. It's going to start heating up really quick with the next coming weeks. I'm going to try to do like immediate updates as best as I can. I have my own editing stuff now, so we're working stuff out. As like I said before, we created a company. We're doing a lot of work, so working stuff out. The video should be out a little bit quicker now that I'm just going to copy and paste, because Giancarlo, bless you, bro, made a super simple and easy template for me, so it won't be that bad as it was when I was editing them when we started. But like I said, that's all I got for today. So as always, if you're on the YouTube side, I appreciate you watching, and if you're on the podcast side, I appreciate you for listening. Anybody and everybody is appreciated if you just tune in even for a couple minutes just to listen. Like, comment, share, all that. I'm not too crazy with that stuff. I just hope you guys enjoy the content. Hopefully some more stuff starts happening, of course. And as always, I hope everybody has a wonderful morning, night, day, whatever time of the day it is, wherever part of your world you are. I know we got a little bit of viewership from Indonesia, which is pretty cool. Would have never thought people in Indonesia cared about baseball, but Yankees baseball, I'm sorry. But that's pretty cool. So, like I said, as always, go Yankees.